go. 11 o'clock. She's lining up to drop her load on that minesweeper.
Fighters?
Yep, 109's up her starboard.
I'm on the bomber.
He's on me.
I'm on him.
Going down.
Hi guys, and welcome back to part 2 of the Spitfire. Yes, as you can tell, it has been primed and ready to paint. A lot more than what I can say. On the underside, the bit of paint came off there. Oh, a bit there as well. Anyhow, you can tell the radiator's been put on. They are all done and dusted, as you can tell. And last but not least, it's all been primed, like I just mentioned for the time. And it's all been primed by this lovely little paint here, which is Vallejo's 70.600 surface primer. And of course it's the white stuff. Now a good friend of mine, Steve, gave me this. Steve's, what's it, Mk.II's Military Models, I think his name is, on YouTube. So, yep, that's really it. And he kind of gave me one of these along with a load of other nice products. So I thought, why not best to try this out and tell you the truth, guys. Put it straight from the bottle, just maybe a touch of thinner. It goes like a treat, and that is how it's done. Now, as you can tell, I haven't done the whole lot. I've only just done like a few bits and areas there just to test out. I don't normally prime my models, but there you go. Anyhow, we're going to start by putting the colour down. The main colour we're going to put down is the Dark Earth. Now I'm using the water-based acrylics. This is Mr. Colours H72 Dark Earth. Now sometimes I do thin these down with a, well, I don't thin it down, just a touch of white, just see how it goes. But I'm going to spray this straight from the bottle and see how it gets on, how we get on. So you can tell, nice even coverage over the model, and it will work out a nice treat. Like so, and all around. So, as you know, if you don't know by now, I do like having the Dark Earth just a touch lighter than what it normally should be. I don't know why, it's just how it is. Compressor kicked in. Just give it a nice even coverage. It's like a nice thing about airbrushes, they always do. Give a nice coverage like that. Like so. As you can tell, it does take a while to actually build up enough paint. Like that. So what I tend to do is I just tend to give it a nice base coat first, and then start doing all the camouflage patterns with the green and that lot, whichever. Just sort this rattling out. Why is that rattling on, seriously? That's the can there, that's what's rattling on. It's just quieting down. So anyhow, that's what I'm going to do. Go the wing again. Come on, you're working fine, Jess. Oh well. Right, so with that, I'm going to go away and basically paint the whole entire model brown, dark earth, whichever I paint it as. And I'll just see how we get on. Yo, we are back. First time you ever heard me say that. But anyway, yes, different than what you thought, eh? Painted up and different colour. I can't remember whether I did a video of having it actually painted and glossed. I can't remember. But the matter of fact is, I think I did do a bit of green camera, and the camera died as soon as I was recording that, which kind of annoyed me really, because it's such a nice camouflage colour which I've created. Like I said, I used a touch of white in the dark earth to make it lighter. Dark green used straight out of the tub, which is, if I can find it, well, that's the under the sky colour I used, which was Revell 59. And the green colour here is the dark earth. Now, these two are actually brush painted, whereas the brown was airbrushed. See where that goes. One problem was, I gloss varnished it twice, two coats with airbrush. I started putting the decals on and realised one crucial thing. I had not painted this sky band across the tail. I totally forgot about it. And so what I did was I quickly stopped decaling, and I got some tape and I painted the band around. So that's drying. Well, it's dry now, but I'm going to let it dry a bit more before I put any varnish on it. So what I'm going to do is just going to do one of the underneath roundels, which I've never done one of these in a while. And naturally I'm using Decalfix once again, and I really hope that this Decalfix works, guys, because of these rivets that are going to be popping out everywhere. So I think I'll just do this side for now. I'm just going to put some on. You don't want it too much or too thin, whichever, but at least some on to let the decal set. Okay, so that's lifted free. And now let the decaling commence, which is, put that on there, and let's have a look. Okay, so that's more or less in the right position. Just going to be a little bit more. Then bring it across a bit more to about, let's have a look. Just having a quick look on the set solution. About there, I'd say. Okay, so now what we do is just go pat it down. Not like that. Let's just have a quick look. Okay, so there's a bit of raised detail on the under the wing here, so that's going to be a bit of a problem with it settling. So I think the best thing to do is that, as it says, just leave it to completely settle. Just going to put some around here and just completely soften the decal completely. like so, and we're going to watch the process of that when it dries, because that is probably going to be a bit of an issue when it starts getting put down. So that's that one done. I just wait for the next one to lift off, which it is now. So once again, put some decal solution on here. Again, plenty of it because of how it sits. Come on. Slip onto there. Be pretty much the same. Oh, hold on. Yep, same place before, which is there. Like so. And that, guys, I don't know what that noise was. I better just check it out in a bit. But yeah, that's on there. And like so, I'm just gonna keep an eye on what's happening with the decaling, and then we'll pretty much see what's happening because it's such a large roundel, and it's just that little bit there, that moulded in piece that's gonna give us trouble, I think. Just gently press down. Like so, just going to press down this one very gently too. I don't think you see that off camera, I don't know. But anyhow, I think I'm just going to leave it to dry now, because you know how it's going to be like on the side. It's going to be an absolute pain. So you got to remember that the decal fix is basically like a softener. So it softens the decal pretty much straight down. So that's one benefit with having them on. But I think I'm going to go with these lines here because the decals are just a bit too thick where this Q and V symbols are. And probably across this one here probably because it's not shown through as good. But apart from that, that's really it, guys. So I'm going to go away and do that. Varnish this piece off before I forget anything else and see how it goes. As you can tell, I'm just varnishing everything down. All the decals are pretty much in place. Yes, I'll get a bit too thick on that section there. It's good. I'd rather brush paint the varnish on over the decals because of how they sit, basically. Basically, last time I airbrushed the varnish over the top of the decals was on the Halifax, and basically I don't know what it was, but the varnish reacted with the clay wash that I use, which is the Flooring Models Pro Wash, and for some reason, I don't know why, because it shouldn't do, the clay wash got stuck on the actual decals itself because of the varnish, and it stuck to it. So I have no idea why it did that because it's not supposed to do that. But anyway, at the minute I am brush painting the varnish completely all over because I'm taking no chances, and I've always pretty much brush painted this varnish on instead of airbrushing it. Don't know why, I just always do. And I know that I actually airbrushed the varnish on first, God knows why again, but basically that's what I'm doing to just give it all a nice coat, and even a better thick coat basically. So actually it's self-leveling varnish, but if you use too much then that causes a problem. Anyway, I'm just putting the varnish on, and I'm going to give it some time to dry, guys, because I think the last time on the Halifax I did rush that one, so I think that's why it kind of stuck as well. Just doing to this side now. So I think that's pretty much why that it got stuck as well, because I rushed it when I was drying. So I had so many hours to complete it before I went off on holiday and take it with me basically. That's really to sum it up. I'm just giving a quick varnish over the top. It won't take me too long to do that. I'm going to let it dry for properly for a good while before we can get it all weathered, looked up, and looking like it's actually a really battled aircraft, really. So that's that. And yes, I think we'll continue from there. But the decals, I'm going to have to say, they're really nice and particularly very good when you're using a setting solution, but I recommend using a strong setting solution and not like thin down to water based, because the rivets are really nice, but you need to get in, and especially like underneath here, which you can tell. So I've used the decaling solution, which is Decal Fix, and I've had to cut some bit out of the decal in order to fit it on, because the moulding underneath the aircraft, especially on this side as well, this has got Decal Fix on it, so I'm not doing the inside just yet, basically. But apart from that, it's looking pretty good. So once the top layer is dry, I'm going to see if the underside is actually done yet, and then I'll pretty much varnish that. So that's the plan of action, and we'll see where it gets off to. Okay, this is the moment of truth now. Varnished, it's dry, nice neat coat. We're going to add the weathering now. Naturally, as always, if you subscribe to me, I always use the Flooring Models Pro Wash. I think that's what it's called. Yep. I always prefer using straight black. I don't know why. You can have these in different colours. As dark grey, grey, concrete, sand even, whichever you want to do. But these guys are great. So if you want any, go and head over to the Flooring Models website, or if you want, there's some, I think there's some on eBay, or there is actually go and pick some up from the stand at Telford, where you get to meet the great man himself, Mr. Phil Flory, which is a great friend of mine. So if you're out there, guys, and you wonder what this product is, then go and get it. But basically, the Flooring Models Pro Wash is a clay-based product. Not heard this before. If you're not subscribed to my channel, they don't understand. It's a clay-based product, which is exactly, it's safe to use with water and that lot, so it doesn't do any damage to the model. But basically, how to start this off is we give it a shake, and normally there's not nothing in it, but I put like a pellet ball or a little nut in there, so we can shake up a bit, get all that mixture up. Now I do have the grey wash actually. Let me just try and find it here. It's somewhere in these drawers somewhere. I know I have it somewhere. Come on, where are you hiding? Where are you hiding? Come on. Isn't it awkward when you try to find stuff? You can't find it. There it is. There it is. So that's the grey one. That's not too bad, but still I prefer this one for some reason. Don't know why. And you can actually mix them together before you're actually wondering. So that's that. I'm going to use straight black. So I'm just going to take this wing for example here. I think you can see. So I'm using a kind of old brush. There we go, just pop in there. And we're just going to work our way in to all those seam lines, all those panel lines, whatever. And basically just really rub the whole lot in. Like so. And that really is the only way to do it. So it does take some time to do, but it's worth it in the end, because as you'll see in a minute. Now I always use this stuff and I swear by it, I'm afraid guys. I use it on pretty much every single model I build to whether I use the product. Never seen that one before. But anyhow, this is what we're doing. You just basically weather the whole lot down, get in everywhere, and you can use as much or a little as you want, depending on what type of model you're building. It's entirely up to you guys. As you say, it's your model. You do what you want to do. This is how I do it, as you can tell, obviously, and this is how it's going to be worked out. So that's that in there. That's basically the wing section done. So as you can tell, it's not a pretty picture at the minute. Afterwards it will be, no worries. We just get it all in these gaps in the fuselage here, all rivet detail. So this is one benefit with a brand new kit you have. If you have a lot of rivets, not raised, well, you can both raised or recessed, then it's a benefit to your model basically, because this will make it come out really, really spectacular. Like so. I think I've just taken you off camera, so apologies if I have done or not. Okay, just all across the model, so it does take some time naturally. So yeah, I do go quiet when I'm concentrating, so I apologise for that. So as you can tell, it doesn't look a pretty picture, but you'll see what I mean afterwards. But apart from that, I'm just going to go away and do the whole model. So as you can tell, it's drying now, but you want it to be completely fully dry. So I'm going to go away and let it dry. And whilst that is doing, I'm basically then going to show you what the next step is to get all the rivets back to how it used to look like. So this is what it will look like within 20 minutes of drying. As you can look or tell, as you can tell, I still need to stop saying that, it's basically not a pretty picture. So now the main thing is you have to get it restored back to its previous look, which will leave all the residue within the panel lines. Again, weird things happening again. But what you need to do now is take your paper towel, whichever. Now you can either, like Phil says, wet a bit of water or a bit of enzyme, so like the tip of your tongue basically. So it's still the same stuff anyway. Basically what you do now is simply rub it across very gently, removing all the dirt and effect that would be left within the panel lines, like so. There you are. So if you see, all those nice rivets are coming out across the wing there, so that gives it a nice texture detail. Show you a bit more across here. See what I mean now? As you can see, all that nice texture to detailing of the work is all now coming off. Put a bit more on here. Now, depending on how dirty or how not dirty you want your model, depends on how much you want to take off basically. And it's all simply done by how you control it, which, you know, is to anyone's standard, which is pretty good, because I like my aircraft weathered, but I may not like it too much to an extent, so it depends what type of model it's for. As you know, be careful across the ailerons here. Like that. So as you can tell, that's how it looks, and all those rivets have popped out really, really nicely, guys. That is how it's supposed to look. There we go. There we have it. Right, so it's as simple as that. So now the next part is just getting the whole lot done, which is going to take some time. And you guess what's coming out. That's why you be careful, because the ailerons just come off. Well, I have to get that fixed in a bit. But basically, to sum up, we just have to do it again. And if it's come off a bit like it has here, then there's no worries, we just go over again the wash and do it all again. It's as simple as that, guys, but that is how the model should look like once it's dried. But it'll look better in matte varnish, really, and that's how the cookie crumbles. Okay guys, there we are. She is basically weathered, painted up, whichever, had a final varnish, and it is chipped. She is chipped as well, and that looks really beautiful. Now, and before I take the cockpit masking off, I'm actually going to put the undercarriage on so that it has a base for it to sit on then, so we can start on the other work, like the guns and the weathering and that lot, the rest of the landing gear, the cockpit and the prop, so we can get it all sorted. So I'm just going to turn her over. There we are. What's another thing as well? Landing lights as well. So anyway, I've gone away and put together the landing legs. Now, I think I'm going to do something different here, and these are going to be painted actually silver. Don't know why, but I'm just actually going to do it. Normally I paint them green, but I just want to change for now. And there's nothing wrong with a change. So yeah, they actually fit together actually pretty nice. No problems at all. Plenty of glue. Like so. Okay, that one can rest in there. Right, the other one, don't know what that noise was. The other one can fit in there, like so. Okay, so really, that's the undercarriage legs done. The other things I'm going to do is like the prop, the other tail wheel and that lot, and of course the lights. But furthermore, I just want to say that this wash has turned out absolutely great as hell. There's no problems with it at all whatsoever. Okay, I always use this wash, and this is how it turns out. Absolutely brilliantly. Let's see if they're actually in line, to which they are. Not bad. Not bad at all whatsoever. Just rest that there to give it a bit of pressure, I think. No, actually that's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all whatsoever. Okay, right, so I'm going away do the tyres and that lot. Pretty much might do a few other things, I don't know. And then we'll get back to put the last little details on, I suppose. Okay, so she's on her wheels, as you can tell, from around there. As you can see, very, very nice. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm pretty much happy. I've got the wheels on. I just need to go over and paint a few stuff. So now what I'm going to do is remove all this masking from the canopy here. What canopy? See how it turned out. So lots of masking to remove. That's the only trouble. Please be gentle. Oh, there we are. Okay, now that looks really good, guys. So it'll come out nice. Nice and detailed. Not left any parts, no, but it looks absolutely brilliant. There we are. So I've got the wheels on underneath there. I'm going to paint sky. Still need to do that light. And then pretty much, guys, it's getting all the last little details done. The prop, oh, it's up there, I forgot where I put it, is done. Now, I'm going to change my mind about this. I think I'm going to paint this black. It's supposed to be sky, but I'm going to paint it black. I don't know why, it just looks nice and fitting, I suppose. But other than that, I'm going to crack on, and pretty much I'm going to wrap everything up with this and get this done and dusted. Now for the final piece, there we are, guys. There we are. Whew. There we go. That is pretty much the conclusion to the Revell's 1/32 Spitfire Mk.II. Now, I have to say, a look at this side, there was a lots of touch-ups I need to do on these wing and the fuselage and that lot, because the cracks on it are just ridiculous, guys. I really don't know why it does that, and it's annoying me. But I suppose that's really the part of modelling, seeing what can go wrong and how you can learn from it. So, yeah, I really actually enjoy this, guys. And one noticeable thing I do like that I've done is the prop is actually painted black. Normally that should have been painted sky colour or white, whichever, but I think it looks better black, really. I don't know why, I just like it like that, and that's really it. Weathering is done. The cockpit, as you can tell, with that seat harness I ordered, it's made it look absolutely gorgeous in there. Everything stands out, gun sights, that lot. I am really blown away by this kit, guys. So if you ever want any, then I reckon you should go and get it now. Now there's a couple of things I've noticed which I still haven't done, even though this is the final part. One of them is the aerial cable. I think I'll do. The underside, I've just noticed I haven't weathered the landing gear legs or painted the pitot tube, so that's a bit of a worry. Apart from that, that's really it, guys. You know, it's finished, but it's not finished at the same time. So that's really it. Now, I don't know if you can tell on this side all the cracks on the fuselage and the green paint there, but I don't think you'll notice from a distance. But I think, guys, it looks absolutely smashing, and I'm absolutely blown away by this kit. It is so special to me, this one. Very special. And I know who's watching very well, who gave it to me, so thank you very much for that. Apart from that, guys, this is the final part. So that means there's going to be some photographs and a little bit of a story of the aircraft, and see where this ends up. So, really, I just want to wish everyone thank you very much for watching, and if you've tagged along, I hope that you can share something from this. So with that, thank you very much for watching, cheers, and see you in the next series.